Hi, this is Richard Carlton London. You're listening to ClearTales, and the story here is Red and Yellow, the final years of Vincent van Gogh. Those final years are really the last 3 years, but I thought I'd give you just a little bit of trivia about him that might amuse you, as it amuses me. I love trivia. Let's see. Vincent, he really painted just for 10 years of his life. Just 10 years. He died at 37, so he started around 27. But in those 10 years, he created 2,100 works of art. 2,100 is a big number. The last 3 or 4 years of his life, he produced 860 oil paintings. Very prolific. And those are the works that we know of today as a Van Gogh, is really the last 3 years of his life. One of the reasons I focus on that in this story that I wrote. Let's see. He was also excellent with language. He spoke 4 languages: English, German, French, Dutch, and Flemish. 5. Oh, I'm a terrible counter. 5 languages. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know Flemish much. I don't know it at all. But I know it's a combination of French and Dutch. Anyway, it's a small region in Holland. Let's see what other kinds of things you would love to hear about. Let's see. Just back to the painting. His last 70 days, he painted 75 works. So that's more than one completed oil work a day. That's like frantic. Get it done, man. Get it done. The Van Gogh family is a kind of an interesting thing. They're from Brabant, Holland, which is an area of destitute people at this particular time, which was the 1800s. And Vincent van Gogh, the painter, was not the first Vincent van Gogh in the family, in the nuclear family. His older brother by 1 year was Vincent Wilhelm van Gogh. Older by 1 year because he died at birth, this older one. And it was Dutch tradition to name the firstborn after you have a death at birth. You name them as the child that died. So his older brother was Vincent Wilhelm van Gogh, as is Van Gogh's full name as well. And you hear in the story, that's the trigger that I've used for this story, which is different from others. And his brother comes back to him after a bout of absinthe, which is a drink he does in Paris. His brother comes back to him in his mind and has conversations with the living Vincent van Gogh. But there's more. Those are 2 Vincent van Goghs. There's 3 more. I think that's amazing. The grandfather's name was Vincent van Gogh. I don't know if it's Wilhelm, but it's Vincent van Gogh as well. His uncle, which they called Unc, his name was also Vincent van Gogh. And then Theo, his younger brother by 2 years, with Jo, his wife, had a child, and they named him after Theo's brother, Vincent Wilhelm van Gogh. So really there's 5 of them. You didn't know that, did you? Crazy, huh? His father was a Dutch Reformed minister. But this is big stuff for Vincent van Gogh because he was very influenced by religion in his life. In his early life, he tried to take on the mantle of his father and become a minister and a preacher, and tried that out, and it didn't work. He later became very disillusioned with ministry and with organized religion, and felt that art was actually the true word of God and not preaching. And so he abandoned that and became a painter, and that's one of the reasons he went on to that, I suspect. But his father was a minister, a Dutch Reformed minister. He was known through the letters that are out there as being emotionally reserved, very emotionally reserved, and morally rigid person. So he was a difficult person in Vincent's life. He once called his father a person that was as cold as stone. His mother was different, though. She was artistic, you see, and she drew flowers and watercolors and did watercolor and loved nature. So he had this kind of combination going on that made him the Vincent van Gogh of today. Well, that gives you a little bit of insight into Vincent van Gogh that you didn't know about. So I hope you'd like that, take that, and do whatever you want with it. And I hope more than anything that you're enjoying the book. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Chapter 14. The Ravoux Inn. The letter trembles in Vincent's hands. He read the first paragraph 3 times, and in each reading the words are no less bewildering. His brother's handwriting, usually so neat and orderly, seems to rush across the page as if Theo couldn't contain his excitement. He looks up from the page at his window at Saint-Paul-de-Mausole, and the light cast on the wall by a shaft of afternoon sun. "Moving?" he murmurs to the empty room. "Moving!" Again. It triggers his bad old self. He throws his hands towards the heavens, clenches his fist tight, and crumples the letter into a tight wad, throwing it hard against the wall, and pounds his fists against his temple, shouting, "No, no, 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 no." He heaves himself onto the bed like a teenager mid-temper tantrum. The bed shudders like a parent would. Ian's voice slides in, so smooth, so perfect. "Take a deep breath, brother. Breathe deep and slowly let it out. Slow breath in and slow breath out. Feel your body ease with each breath. Your teeth unclench and tongue slacken in your mouth." Tears stream from Vincent's eyes. "Look how far we've come, and how quickly you seem to retreat into the good old Vincent van Gogh. Did you really think you'd stay here forever, brother? Painting the same garden, the same mountains, the same stars? Greatness comes in steps. One must climb the stairs to perfection." He takes in deep lungfuls, as Ian suggests. The tension in his muscles begin to ease after some minutes and countless breaths. His anger ebbs with time. Slowly his gaze turns back to the discarded ball of paper, having rolled into a dusty corner. After a long moment, he pushes himself slowly up from the bed, retrieves the letter, smooths its creases on his thigh, and begins to read again. "I'm so proud of you, brother," Theo writes. "You have conquered so much in your stay at Saint-Remy, but it has always been a temporary place for you. I think you know this. Others need help, and they have waited some time to stay in this room from where you read this letter. The doctor believes you are ready now to go on to an even better place. The time has come." Auvers-sur-Oise, Vincent says finally, testing the name on his tongue. It tastes foreign, unfamiliar. "North of Paris," Ian adds helpfully. "The center of the Barbizon school from some decades back. Could be interesting. So many new things to paint." "And that's not all," Vincent says. "Theo has a son. I am an uncle, it would seem. And he has my name, can you imagine? A third Vincent Wilhelm van Gogh." "Oh my goodness, brother," Ian chuckles. "That is too funny. There are now 3 of us. It's getting crowded. How could the world possibly hold 3 Vincent van Goghs?" They both laugh. May arrives in Auvers-sur-Oise with a quiet gentleness that challenges even the best days of Saint-Remy. Vincent stood at the framed window of his small attic room at the Ravoux Inn, gazing at the handful of cobbled lanes in the small town below. It was like a tourist destination, he thought. So quaint, so charming. He soon admitted the appeal. It was no wonder other painters had made this their home, with houses built of pale, quarried limestone, often chipped and imperfectly patched, or softened with aged moss. The house windows were framed by shutters, once painted in bright blues and greens, but were now a patina, along with the clay roof tiles that glowed under midday light. Oh yes, this was a painter's paradise. From his window, white country lanes, farms, cottages, and wheat field were connected by the roll of land, a wandering river, and a patchwork of wild flowers. Do you think Dr. Gachet understands what he's getting into? Ian murmurs in his mind, the voice playful but tinted with concern. Vincent smiles faintly, unpacking his canvases and arranging them along the wall of his modest attic room. Perron says he's an artist himself. Perhaps he understands better than most. An artist, doctor, Ian ponders. A man who mends body, mind, and canvas. Interesting combo. Vincent doesn't answer immediately, focusing instead on laying out his paints, brushes, and palette in the order he prefers. This ritual grounds him, as it has for years now. He arranges them in precise rows, yellows, blues, greens, reds, each tube a promise of his future here. The stairs creak beneath his feet as he descends from the attic to the common room. The Ravoux family moves about their business, the father behind the worn wooden bar, mother in the kitchen, and their daughter, Adeline, serving patrons. The family regards him with guarded courtesy. A new boarder traveling from the asylum. As Vincent walks to the front door, Adeline rests her hand on his forearm, stopping him as he reaches for the latch. "Monsieur," she says, "Dr. Gachet has asked to speak with you, now that you have settled in." Vincent looks into her eyes, the color of a late afternoon sky. A young girl of about 13, serious and calm, looks back at him. "He is just uphill in the village," she says. "Go right from our entrance. On the left you will see a gate, a white stone home with ivy. It is not far." "Merci, mademoiselle." The doctor's home is a reflection of the man himself. Creeping vines embrace the stone walls, and the garden grows with a controlled wildness that reflects a mind that balances both order and chaos. The door opens before Vincent can knock, and there stands Paul Gachet, a man whose appearance immediately strikes Vincent as a painting waiting to happen. Gachet's face is etched with the lines of age, lessons, and sorrow. His beard, neatly trimmed yet somewhat wild, frames a mouth perpetually poised between smile and grimace. But his eyes capture Vincent, deep-set, intelligent, and kind. "Vincent van Gogh," Gachet says, his voice inviting. "Your brother has told me much about you. Please come in." The rooms are a curious blend of art and science. Medical volumes share shelf space with art books. A half-finished canvas leans against one wall, while bottles of medicine line another. The walls are covered with paintings, honest works that speak of a man who understands color and form, even if his technical skill doesn't match his passion. "Theo tells me you've been productive at Saint-Remy," Gachet says, pouring 2 glasses of wine without asking if Vincent wants any. "The gardens there were Generous, Vincent replies, accepting the wine with a nod. And the stars. I've never seen heavens like those of the South. Gachet studies him with the dual gaze of doctor and artist. And your episodes? Have they lessened? Vincent sips his wine, considering. They come and go like weather. But yes, less violent now, more predictable. Like a storm you can see gathering on the horizon, Gachet suggests. And Vincent nods, surprised by the accuracy of the metaphor. Exactly so. I understand these storms, Gachet says quietly. I weather my own. Perhaps that's why your brother thought we might understand each other. He understands. This one does, Ian whispers. Look at his eyes, Vincent. He's seen the same demons. Their conversation continues, touching on art, medicine, and the nature of perception. Vincent finds himself relaxing, drawn in by Gachet's melancholic wisdom and genuine interest in his work. When they part, there is an understanding between them, not a friendship yet, but the possibility of it. Leaving the White House, the wheat fields beyond the village call to him. He walks among the stalks, letting his fingers trail through them. The whisper of grain against grain sounds like distant voices, the earth itself speaking in a language only poets and painters understand. What do you think, Ian? He asks, standing amid the wheat. Can we find peace here? Peace is never where you look for it, brother, Ian replies. It's in the spaces between the lines. But there's something about this place. Something honest. The afternoon light bathes the village in gold as Vincent makes his way back toward the inn. He pauses to study the church, its simple yet imposing structure rising from the earth. His fingers sketch in the air, framing the composition. Returning to Ravoux Inn, he climbed the narrow stairs to his attic room. The floor slopes gently. The ceiling beams hang low enough that he must duck in places. The bed is narrow but clean, the table sturdy enough for his work. He unpacks his sketchbook, turning to a fresh page. His hand moves swiftly, capturing the essence of Dr. Gachet's melancholic face, the church against the sky, the fields of wheat bending in the afternoon breeze. The images flow from memory to paper with a fluidity that feels like a common prayer. Through the small window beyond the church spire, the first stars appear in the deepening blue of evening. Tomorrow, Vincent says, closing the sketchbook as darkness fills the room, we begin again. I am always beginning again, Ian muses. That's your gift. No matter how many times the world breaks you, you find a way to make something beautiful from the pieces. Vincent tamps fresh tobacco into his pipe, bends a match to the top, and draws the familiar taste in, gazing around the small room that will be his home now. It is spare, simple, honest, like Auvers itself, a place where perhaps he can find the balance that has eluded him for so long,